We are here to talk about the Scarab King Doom Tower Hard floor 100 and what the hell are they thinking about this boss. If you are having difficulty with floor 100, please let me know. Let me know what teams you're using. This is 100. Level 50 and level 30 are nothing. We can beat level 50 with a Melga and a Garush together. They never even lose life. They go through there, beat it. Obviously, we're going to solo with Vergus. We can solo 100 hard with Vergus. I'm the first person to do this. Go check my video if you want to know the gear from, I don't know, whenever the Doom Tower started. Go check it out. You'll be able to see it's the same exact gear. We did this run today on stream. This is fresh. It still works. You can do this. We can also do the turn meter reduction strategy, which you'll see in a minute. We're going to skip through all this. It's going to be very quick because after I get done showing you the two strategies that most people use, then what is there? Like, how do we fight this boss? Whatever, I want to know the developer or the play testers that came in here and said, okay, you need HP shields up on this boss. Let's test it out. Did they just bring in a Valkyrie, a Warlord, and a Blind Seer? Two legendary Void legendaries, and then Valkyrie, the biggest shields in the game, and go, I guess it's good. It works out just fine. This guy, honestly, I think what he should do is he should have some kind of, it should say there's some stipulation that says whenever he attacks somebody with an HP shield, he does 50% less damage. Because we're going to have a whole bunch of different teams I'm going to show you in just a little bit. Lodric, Melga, all the people that put shields up all the time with a whole bunch of other strong people that make sense. We're not bringing in the legendaries, no. We're bringing in a whole bunch of strong epic champions. And what I want to know is, yeah, we can beat it this way. We can solo it with this. We can solo it with Lord Chamfort built properly on 100. We can solo, I'm not sure if you can solo with Lugan anymore on 100. It's a big difference on 100. Trust me, guys. And the thing is, this boss is not always going to be on 100. When the Doom Tower rotates, he's going to go to 110, and eventually he's going to be at 120 sometimes. So when he's at 120, when he's at 110, are we still going to always do the turn meter reduction with our two armigers? You can bring in Allure, you can bring in Coldheart, you can bring in Lich if you want to. Don't forget about Lich. Very underrated to do turn meter reduction, slow speed, all the rest. Are we still just going to only beat this boss that way? It's the fastest, it really is. But like, that's what I don't get with this company. They buffed up other bosses, right? To make it so it was a little harder to beat them. Really, it just slowed people down for in-game instead of 30-second runs. Now they're doing 2-minute runs. And if I want to fight this boss normally, which we're going to do, let's skip forward a little bit. Just keep in mind, this is 100. I don't care where you're at in the game. Normal is a joke. Anybody can do that. It's clown shoes. You can beat normal as soon as you get 5 and 6 star gear and put in moderately kind of the right champions. It doesn't even really matter that much. You can tank through it. Hard on 30 is a complete joke, and 50 gets a little bit tougher, but it's nothing compared to 100. So when this is on 110, when this is on 120, yes, we're going to still turn meter reduce it. We're going to come in here and solo with Vergus. But why can't we, and I don't know, it gets to me. I don't know why it gets to me, because we need more options. You guys out there need more options. If you're a very in-game player, I'm talking in-game player, you're done with faction wars, you have 5 and 6 star gear galore, but you don't have the right champions, then you can't solo with Vergus. Sure, you could level up 3 armigers and use your high Katoon along with Metal Shaper, Lodric, who's the other ones? Misgraded Monster and Valkyrie. Those are 100%. Now we have a new one, right? We've got 4 people with 100% uptime on shields that we can use with turn meter reduction. But why do we have to? I just don't understand. I don't understand some of the bosses in this game. Why do we have to cheat it out? Why does Ultra Nightmare have to be so crazily tuned that we want to do unkillables and people can't do it without exact champions, or it's getting better for us, but you still can't, you can't 1-key it. You can barely 2-key it unless you have the right champions to do it, right? In Ultra Nightmare. Especially if you don't have counterattack, if you're not doing unkillable. Why do they make these encounters like this? I just don't get it. A lot of people are hung up. By far, when I did a survey on my YouTube, this was the hardest boss that everybody said. 70% of the people out there pretty much said that this is the hardest boss for them in the Doom Tower. So if you're watching this video, make sure you can do it. Obviously with this, you can watch my old video on what kind of gear he has on him right now. You can look up Melga going through with Garush. If you're on lower ones, you can easily do it. Just get somebody like a Melga in there with a regen set, all the rest. Let's skip forward right now so we can see the end of this. This is going to go for 15 minutes, I think. Let's get over here. We're at 14, and we skipped too much. There he is at the end, 14 minutes, 56 seconds. This is the exact same as my older video from a month ago or whenever it is. Go check that out. You'll see all the gear on them. So then here is the other turn meter reduction that we do, right? We come in here with turn meter reduction. High Katoon, everybody gets as a login reward. We've got 2 Armigers, we've got a Cold Heart, and we've got the new guy. You don't have to play the new guy. He's just got 100% uptime on shields, just like the others that I mentioned. It doesn't matter how big the shield is because we're not getting counterattacked, and the boss isn't getting a turn. Slow speed is one of the most important things. 30% less speed. He's at 225 speed at 100 hard, so we knock it down by 67.5. It's gigantic. Plus, High Katoon also gives us a speed increase. We've got Cold Heart in here. You can lich. You can use whoever you want to in here, whoever you have. Again, you could bring in 3 Armigers if you wanted to, and we beat this down. And we do this in a relatively fast time, right? We do it in 5 minutes and 27 seconds. So for the average player, this is the normal way to get it done. But then when we start looking at other teams, and fewer actually work better on this boss. The fewer people you have when your shields run out before you get back up to the person that's going to put shields up, it's actually easier. First off, you're fighting this boss for a very long time. If you're going to fight it per the mechanics. If you're going to fight it that way, you need high resistance. So we all have over 300 resistance. Regardless how much resistance to accuracy, they always have a chance to do their debuffs. They always have a chance to. And you're not always going to have shields up. The way that this boss works is it does damage to you. You want to have HP shields up. Well, it eats through HP shields. Not everybody has a Valkyrie to bring in here. Not everybody has a Warlord or a Blind Seer, which, you know, Warlord's going to heal you as well going through there. Valkyrie is probably the most powerful for the biggest amount of shields, right? For thick shields. That's what we want. We want thick shields because we're being hit. And then if the shields do get taken off when he takes his A2 here, somebody's going to attack. They're not going to have shields on. We got to wait to get back to shields. We can take some hits. Right here, look. We've got no shields on 2 now. He weak hit over there on Garush. So now when they attack, we're getting attacked back. And then it's like the boss just attack back, attack back, attack back. So this is still on 100 hard, and we're able to do some damage, right? We're able to do some damage to the boss, but we're not able to beat it like this. Believe me, I've done over 100 runs with mixed teams on 100 like this. Do I get close at times and get the boss down to like 30% HP? Yeah, but it's ridiculous that, you know, I've got to decrease attack up too. You got to pay attention to that. Decrease attack up on the boss, decrease crit rate, and decrease critical damage right now. Crit rate of 30% and critical damage. Look at that. We've got all these debuffs. So I'm bringing Ox in on all these runs to make sure we have a decreased attack of 50% up. And still, he's eating through shields like they're nothing. Later on, we're going to bring in Melga along with Lodric, what's his name? The Falcon guy, whatever, the Hawk dude. I don't know, the new one. He does shields on a 2-turn cooldown. Melga does shields on a 3-turn, which are much bigger. Plus, she puts the regen up. We're getting regens here. Remember, we want sustain. We don't care. Like every once in a while, if the boss steals a regen from us, it's going to happen. But we want to make sure that we can sustain in the encounter. We can stay alive. And then once we can stay alive, we can bring in champions to take down a shield faster or whatever else. The person who has Destroy set on right now is Garush. And all these runs, Garush has a Destroy set. So we're going to go through here. What's going to happen is eventually we're going to get a bad beat. And I mean, look how long this is taking. Yeah, it's going to take a while. There aren't really champions that destroy max HP. And that even doesn't matter. If we can't survive, if we can't sustain, if we're attacking back, we're getting provoked, even well over 300 resistance. Because it's going to happen. Because he's attacking so much. He's just attacking. So, I mean, look, it was like 3 attacks in a row. I'm not talking about like that was 2 hits on that one attack, but it's like 3 attack with 2 hits in a row, and then he's still fast. Should we bring in a slow speed with this kind of a group? It would help, right? Slow speed would obviously help, but still, we're going to hit these same kind of beats. Let's skip to the next one that we have lined up here. Okay, now we came in here with a Doom Priest. So we're going to try to remove, well, that didn't last long. We're going to try to remove, there, we got a bad beat actually in the beginning on this one, and he just pulled us in. Pulled us in with a provoke. We had shields up. If he's doing damage against people with shields, he should do 50% less damage. I mean, hands down, that's what it should be because that's what this encounter is about. I don't, right? Okay, now we're going to come in here and get a slow speed up. We're going to get turn meter reduction on Vizix, but when Vizix does her ally protect, she gets down really low. This team actually looked pretty cool because Vizix was doing, and then Lodric just did ally protect on her. Ally protect seems kind of cool on this boss, but you take too much damage. Maybe Sandlash Survivor, maybe we brought in here Skull Crusher to get ally protect, and then they cover themselves when that happens, would be okay. But with her, This guy just, I mean, you know, he's doing a hit on his cooldown. It's his cooldown move. He's doing so many hits when you have buffs up. So you need to come in here with HP shields. You have to. Otherwise, when you attack, you get counterattacked, and then the whole team gets messed up. It's better to come in with fewer people, because if there are 2 people or 3 people, the less times of you actually attacking without shields on, it's much better. You last much longer. When you come in here with a full group, then you have this happen. Now to get back to your shield people, luckily he went next, but you saw how nobody had shields after this guy does his A2. His damage ramps up so high at 100. I just don't get it. And again, please remember, we're doing everything right now with decreased attack of 50%, decreased crit rate, and decreased critical damage, which you see up there. But everybody, it's still getting blown away. They're getting their shields blown off. No matter what we do. And I'm not bringing in rares. I'm not complaining and bringing in rares. I just want to, like, really, what did they test this with? I don't know. I don't know what they tested it with. I don't know what they need to change it, right? They need to change it so we can come in here and fight this guy like we're supposed to fight this guy. Do I not have enough HP shields on because I'm using a 2-turn HP shield with this guy right here? Do I not? Okay, let's bring in more shields. There we go. Now we're down to 2. These 2 died. It's actually better now. We survived much longer with all these debuffs up, with the poisons up is what's kind of killing this guy. We do okay, but then it's going to happen again. It's going to happen where they're, see, it's just going to go all over. I brought in Melga. Now we've got Melga in here, and I was playing around with Taurus just to get a whole bunch of poison up, because poison really does hurt this boss. Pass his shield. Watch. Watch the poison ticks. 6,778 per poison tick. It really hurts this boss to where we don't even have to destroy him if we can get enough poisons up every time he takes a turn. Like if we had full stacks up every time, this guy would drop. He would really just keep dropping down. If I changed my gear on my Frozen Banshee to have 300 resistance, 230 accuracy, 200 accuracy, whatever we need, because we have Ox as a lead here. Ox is the one doing the decreased attack, also doing the decreased crit rate. If I brought in Frozen Banshee and just kept maybe Frozen Banshee along with Skull Crusher and counterattack, just kept throwing it back, and it kept him full of poisons. But then, like I said, figuring that part out isn't that big of a deal, but we need to figure out how to stay alive. How are you supposed to fight this guy? I've got well over 300 resistance on all these people. Your shields are going to get eaten. We've got 2 shielders. Right there, Lodric, he does 2-turn shields on a 2-turn cooldown. The far left, the new guy. We've got Melga that does 2-turn shields that are crazy big based off of her HP. His is based off of his HP, but hers are much bigger. Plus, she puts up a regen. We've got regens going over here from Garush, and we've got everything else heals from Ox as well as poisons, and the decrease attack, decrease all the rest. So if we can't stay alive with something like this, with all these epics, did they really only playtest this with a Valkyrie with some fat shields on a 3-turn cooldown with some enormous crazy shields, or with a, you know what? Tell me, please, let me know. What is this company doing? They need to do something about this. They need to make it reasonable, and they need to make it enjoyable to where we can bring champions in here and fight this Scarab King instead of just doing the turn meter reduction. Do I think the turn meter reduction is hard? No, go watch my videos on it if you don't know what to do. Your armigers can just have, since the boss isn't taking a turn and we're not taking massive damage, we don't take a lot of damage going through the waves. The waves are easier. All we need on those armigers are increased accuracy, Eagle Eye, in the support mastery, tier 6, plus 50 accuracy, and we can put them in accuracy chest piece. Hell, we can even put them in accuracy chest piece with crit rate gloves, because they need a 100% chance to crit, and then they need the speed. So we could do that with the armigers. We could do that with 3 armigers. Yes, we can beat it. We can beat it. Slow speed up on it. You saw it just a minute ago with Haikatoon. But shouldn't we be able to fight this guy normally? Shouldn't we be able to do like normal things with him? So I've got these crew going in here for quite a while. It looked like, it was kind of fun. I wasn't really concerned about this regen, him stealing it every once in a while, because he's a little lower resistance than I want, Taurus is, but he's got really high accuracy. I could switch it around to have the same to where we wouldn't get that regen, and I think we could actually beat it almost this way. But again, you hit those bad beats and you go down. So would I bring in, so instead of Taurus, could I bring in Xelotol that does shields, 3-turn shields with regen on a 4-turn cooldown? Am I supposed to bring Xelotol, Melga, this guy, Lodrig, Ox, decrease attack with Ox and decrease crit rate, and then somebody with the destroy set Is that really what I'm supposed to do on the, I mean, I want to know, I want to know how we combat this guy, how we actually fight this boss. Okay, let's jump forward a little bit more. We'll see where it starts breaking down. Again, Taurus, we're not worried about losing him. We're just worried about losing the main people. And it goes on for a while there. Look. Oh, it went on to 9 minutes. I think I stopped this one. We were actually doing really well, so I stopped it. So instead, I wanted to bring in Coldheart. Because Coldheart on her A1 will do a block heal. On her A2 can do accuracy. Decrease accuracy of 50% is really good on this boss. Slow speed on this boss, decrease attack, decrease accuracy. That way, he really won't steal your stuff as much anymore. We cut his accuracy by 50%. And then heal block in case he does. And Coldheart has a destroy set on. Plus, she's got that A3 turn meter reduction. The Heartseeker right there, the big hit, right? So I was like, okay, if we can get her up a little bit more, maybe this will work out. And Coldheart can do block healing like she's doing right now. Even though she doesn't have the resistance because you know it's going to get stolen from her. But again, her shield falls off quick, right? She's not tanky like the rest of these people. They don't have thicker shields. Well, she's got the same amount of shields. They're based off of these guys. She's taking more damage because she doesn't have any kind of defense at all. So there she goes. She's down again. Again, not a problem. I don't mind her falling down. We'll bring her back up. We've got Melga here to revive her. We'll bring her back up and we'll destroy the shields. But how long can we last out with this? Watch this. Watch what's going to happen. So eventually we fall apart, right? Let's see how easy it is right here in this time frame. Like what happens? Yeah, okay. So now we look good. Everything looks good right now. Boom, boom, boom. Hit, hit, hit. He did his A2, which is, again, if you're under shields, you should only take 50% damage. It's crazy the amount of damage he's doing. We didn't have shields up, so we went on a rampage. He just went on a crazy rampage. We've got a provoke over here on Garush. Not a big deal. We've got our shields back. She revived. Shields. Okay, we just got hit by a normal turn. We got shields back up. Lodric. Okay, good. Tons of regens back up to keep our people alive. Look at that hit. Look at those hits. Okay, if we're not supposed to bring in regen, then we need to bring in passive healing or we need to bring in straight healing. Just straight healing across the board. Somebody that comes in here so we don't get all those hits. So then we need to combat this boss with HP shields, with this one in Melga. We got the regen for Melga. Take out Garush. And then the other healers we just bring in are passive healers, straight healers. So then we just need to bring in somebody that is just a healer. Not even somebody like the Nozzle who does that. He does heals based off of his max HP on a 3-turn cooldown, but he also does increased defense. So we can't even bring him because he brings in increased defense, even though I think increased defense would be pretty good. We just bring in what? Straight heals with him? We could, right? If I bring in Melga, if I bring in Lodric, those two for shields, Melga's got the regen, we bring in somebody with a destroy set, and then we bring in some healers that are just straight up healing. That's what they do. 3-turn cooldown, they just give us some massive amount of heals. It can't be heals based off of damage, it has to be heals based off of HP, and it needs to be good heals. That way when the boss does do its A3, all we'll ever have up is an HP shield and 1 regen from Melga. I guess. I think right now, me making this video, I could definitely make a team to do that. But come on. You tell me. What do you guys think? What do you think should happen with this boss? I'm going to stop rambling about it. Let me know your thoughts down below about the Scarab King. I feel like they need to do something about it. So even the average in-game player, I'm talking in-game player. So the average in-game player can come in here and not have to do it with their Vergus, with their Lord Champ for its solo, not have to come in here with their turn meter reduction. If they don't have those champions, right? They have some options to come in here with these shield people to try to fight this guy like how he should be fought. I don't know. Let me know, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys all in a video soon.